Mellow greetings, Tubians, RononTyr here, and let's fanfic Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. Summer 9, Year 1. Wednesday. Sunny. As ever, I woke to a knock on the door. This time, the mysterious van had appeared. It seems he, like Juan, is a wandering traveler. Journal? I am really tired. It has been one heck of a day, let me tell you. Though it appears he is a wandering merchant who will set up in the inn once a month on the 15th, I think he said. Or maybe it was every Wednesday. He was big and kind of scary, and his nose looks like the type of guy who really did drink all that hooch, so I'll check out the inn later and see what's happening. After he left me, I, of course, took care of the chooks, got all my chores did, watered everything, the tomatoes still haven't sprouted. The corn stalks are up, but there's no sign of actual corn on them. One of these days, right? I sort of ran, and then, well, Journal, I did it. I went to her poultry farm. And I sold chook and crispin. All up, it netted me 1,000 gold, but I still feel horrible for doing it. And to make matters even more fun, after that, I ran up to the beach. I wanted to go see if that Kai guy was open again. Good food, fairly cheap. I need good food. And when I got there, I walked straight into a fight. Looks like Kai and Rick have some kind of beef going. Something to do with potpourri. I felt really, really bad, so I was trying not to eavesdrop. It was intense. I thought there were going to be blows. And Rick was just so angry, and well, Kai was kind of pushing all of his buttons. Remind me not to tick him off, Journal. After that, it was the usual round of offerings and relaxing in the spa and trying to get some work done around the place. But that fight, it's been following me all day, Journal. And particularly after the Cluck clash, seeing Rick so impassioned, to see this side of him was disconcerting. I had no idea he had such a strong... Is it a protective streak? Is it jealousy? I don't know. And it was not in the slightest bit comfortable. You know what? I think... I got scared by a big guy. I got to watch a fight. I still can't cook anything. I think... Yeah, I think it's definitely time to call it a night. Surprisingly, it's going to be sunny again tomorrow. Good night, Journal.
Dear Dad, you know how you told me to take care of my sister when you left? That's something I've had to do recently. Kai, the guy who runs the beach cafe in summer, he's been using his wiles on her, luring her over to the beach for who knows what kind of shenanigans. Naturally, I had to step in.
Hi, Mark. So, that egg order might take a little bit longer to complete than I was planning. You know that girl I mentioned who kept leaving them on the doorstep, Potpourri? Her brother worked out how much we were hanging out, and he thinks I'm doing something to lead her on.
There he was, just walking on the beach. I have no idea what she sees in him. He's just so egotistic, so snide. You can tell right away that he's bad news. But if Potpourri can't see that for herself, then it's up to me to protect her.
I didn't even know who he was at first. This random guy just came up to me while I was taking a breather outside and just started shouting at me about what I was doing to his sister. As though I ever had to take the time to trick anyone's sister into doing something they didn't suggest themselves.
He didn't even know who I was at first. I'm pretty sure he'll remember me now, though. I told him to his face that he'd better keep his hands off my sister, and if he thought I didn't know it was him that was making her come to the beach, he'd better have another thing coming.
I told him he was crazy. Sure, his sister comes to see me all the time, but that's not because of anything I'm doing. It's just the Kai effect, man. I'm not making her come over, but if she wants to, I'm not going to stop her.
He started telling me how he was going to keep hanging out with her, and that he wasn't going to stop tricking her from coming over. He then called me a blockhead, like I'm the jerk here. He was just being so smarmy about the whole thing. I'm not sure who he thinks he is, but someone clearly needed to put him back in line.
The guy was acting like a gorilla, and he seemed just about as smart as one too. Well, you know how I get when someone's trying to get all alpha on me. Someone needs to cut him down to size.
I told him what would happen if he went near Potpourri again, but
So I told him his sister was probably just going to keep coming over anyway. And with a brother like him...
And that's when I knew I had to end it like a man. I put my fist up and...
I actually thought he was going to hit me. But I told him what I thought of him and...
I threw the old 1-2 and he went right down.
He burst into tears like a big old baby and ran away.
You'd be proud of me, Dad. I stood up for Potpourri like a brother should, and nobody's going to get to her while you're away, unless they can get through me.
You'll be glad to know that I kept on top of the situation. The jerk clearly wanted to fight about it, but I stood my ground and wouldn't let him go at me. You know, it's the only way you can deal with pigheads like that.
I didn't want to get into a fight, but Kai just wouldn't back down. There was just no other way of making him understand.
I guess I do feel bad we couldn't settle things without all these hormones flying about. But sometimes someone just needs to face the truth, you know?
I haven't spoken with Kai since the fight. Potpourri was angry at me, but sometimes you just need to do the hard things for your family. I'm okay with her being angry at me, though. It's just enough to know she's safe.
Now, I haven't seen Rick since he ran away, but Potpourri came back that weekend to apologize for him. She thinks he's just afraid of losing more of her family. I think he's losing more already.
I've got to hand it to him, though. Even when it came to blows, he was willing to stand there and take it. I don't like him, but the little guy's got a hell of a backbone.
Well, I've got to give him some credit though. He was willing to go a long way to stand up for his family. His heart's in the right place, even if his brain's stuck somewhere else.
Now he knows what he's dealing with. I don't think we have to worry about Kai anymore. He's not going to be pulling any fast ones with Potpourri while I'm around.
Potpourri's still coming over every weekend, so I'll have those eggs for you soon. Rick's just gonna have to deal with the fact that his sister's got a mind of her own. And I ain't complaining.
Summer 10, Year 1. Thursday. Sunny. Oh, Journal, I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention. I did actually end up going to see Mr. Van's shop at the inn last night. He sells some weird stuff. Mostly records and things. I couldn't really afford anything that he had. I am kind of broke right now, just making it a little bit hard because I'm trying to save up for a cow. But the coop felt so empty this morning. So I put another egg into the incubator. We're gonna have a third chicken and then a fourth, and then it'll be time to say goodbye to Chickadee and Lewis. Farming is emotionally trying. Nobody ever warned you about that. I attended the crops. The onions have finally sprouted. That was fantastic. So at least there'll be a little bit of money back in the coffers tonight. After all of the crops were seen to, and I was mostly dead, as one tends to be, I thought, maybe I could try. I thought to head up to the clinic. And Doc's always experimenting with potions and stuff, right? And he says that he's trying to make something that'll increase stamina or rejuvenate you. So I decided to run into the village and head up to the clinic to see if I could afford anything he was selling. I did stop by and say hi to Duke, and I went through the usual gaggle, but when I got to the clinic, well, I appear to have interrupted a moment between Ellie and Doctor. I don't know what it is with me lately. I walk into places and all of these strange things are happening right in front of me, and I think Ellie's got a crush on the Doctor. And really, Doctor is a stupid name, and I'm just gonna call him the Doctor from now on. She seemed tired, and he was concerned, and she got all blushy about it. Yeah, I think she's absolutely got a thing for him. I wonder if he knows. It's kind of cute. It seems to happen around here a lot. Anyway, after their moment, Ellie went back to the counter, and I did manage to check the prices. They do have some stamina boosters. They are well out of my range. I've really, really got to start making more money. I did stop by the store and I picked up some more seeds and a couple of items for the kitchen, just some flour and stuff that might come in handy. Ran into Saibara as I was leaving, and for a minute I managed to get stuck. And it's like neither of it was doorway chicken. It was fantastic. After that, as ever, foraging, offering. I did see a bear in the clearing. That was fun. Spent some time in the spa, just chilling. Planted out the new onions when I got home. And now I am utterly beat. What is it with this town? It's kind of like I'm living in a soap opera. Oh God. Journal, if I ever start complaining about the edges of life going hazy, slap me and send me to the clinic. And for now, it's going to be sunny again tomorrow, because that's the only weather that exists in summer, apparently. Oh, what I wouldn't give for rain. Night, Journal.
Patient. Ellie, my receptionist. Age. I don't actually know. Early 20s? Presented with reduced energy. We've been in the clinic all day. With the current heat, that's not a hospitable environment to say the least. No air conditioners in town. Reduced effect inevitable.
The clinic is full of life today. Admittedly, not all of that life is in good shape. They wouldn't be here otherwise. But, well, it's almost nice to see so many folk. For the seeing, not for the problems. Sometimes I feel like all I do is file notes for experiments.
In addition, it's been a busy day. We've both been getting run off our feet. Ellie has barely had a chance to sit down all day, and I'm sure I saw her sampling our caffeine supplies.
Doctor has been so very busy recently. I have to make sure I'm keeping up, even if he can't see that he's running me a little, well, ragged. He doesn't have an impish little brother to worry over, although he does take such sweet care of Grandmother.
The day has clearly taken a toll. Ellie was even wobbling back and forth slightly. Definite signs of exhaustion. She's quite a delicate thing after all, and her stamina must have been running low.
I am just so tired. It's all I can do to keep up. And his energy seems endless. Maybe he's dipping into his own concoctions. Sometimes I just wish he'd let me have a real day off. And even on my days off, I'm doing his shopping for him.
I made sure to bring her into the office and properly examine her.
Wait. He's worried for me? He sees me as something more than just a part of the clinic? For so long I felt like he views me with the same eyes as he does that fake plant in his office. At least he talks to Bernie like an equal. Maybe he...
I made sure to bring her into the office and give her a proper examination. No prescription arranged. To be honest, I'm just glad we could take a few minutes for her to relax.
Nope. Of course not. I'm just a part of his well-oiled machine. And right now, this cog is squeaking. That's all he's worried about. That his precious clinic will suffer if I'm not operating at peak efficiency. Maybe I should commission him a robot to work alongside him.
She seemed surprised by the concern. Of course I'd be concerned. Doesn't she know that she's the only other person in this clinic? Her health is paramount in making sure the office is in good shape.
Never Ellie the person. I'm just Ellie. The one who keeps his patients in line. Who keeps his checkbook balanced. Who keeps his larder stocked. Damn it. For just a minute, I thought he might actually see me.
I explained how important she was to the running of the clinic, and she seemed dismayed by the concept. In hindsight, I must assume she had been planning a holiday, and I thoughtfully crushed the idea before she asked me to leave.
Well, he was concerned, which is something. It's more than I had before at any rate. And hey, no one's let any bugs into the clinic today, so I've got that going for me, right?
In any case, the danger has passed. Ellie was able to work the rest of the day, and I personally made sure she was able to get home safely. In moments of weakness like these, I find myself possessed of a strangely protective instinct toward her.
And I've worked here since I was 15. 15! I hadn't even finished high school yet. But I knew what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to help. In 7 years, he's never looked at me like that. I have been a model nurse. I've been a receptionist, an amazing personal assistant. And for what?
She's been my only assistant in this town for some years now, so I suppose these thoughts are natural. Come to think of it, I don't recall her having a holiday or even a sick day in that time. She seems to place being in the office each day on a higher priority than even her personal pursuits. I wonder why.
But he's never looked at me like that. I must look worse than I thought. Horrifying. Like that time Dudley came in after upending that barrel of wine over his head. He tore up his shoulder really badly and the clinic stank of wine for days. But he was bright purple for weeks. Almost a full season. Oh, I wonder if I can sneak off between patients and straighten myself up a bit. Maybe splash some water on my face. That'll help, right?
At least I can state with some certainty that she is safe. Next patient for the day. Kai. Presents with inflamed rash.